Dallas, Texas, the downtown YMCA all set for the 18 and under boys finals. And what a matchup it is. Again, Lynn Adams, this is a matchup between the #1 and the #3 seed, so they both made it that far.
We have two really hard-hitting juniors, the J&J show, John and Joel, and both of them feel like their game style is the hard, fast kind of game style. They both think that the serve is their strongest weapon. Somebody's going to have a big problem because somebody's got to be receiving serve in this match at some point in time. But I think that we're going to see a really hard, fast, not a lot of control, just big booming shots.
All right, Lynn, let's take a look at how both of these guys got this far to the finals, starting with John Ellis up top.
John had a pretty easy road for the most part. He played Samir Hadid in the semis, and he has played him many times before, has a lot of confidence in the game style against Samir. In fact, came back on a 10-0 deficit in a tiebreaker in a previous tournament to win 11-10. So he's feeling pretty confident that the pressure is not on him in this particular tournament. While Joel, on the other hand, I think is feeling tremendous pressure. Everyone's talking around the tournament that he's supposed to win, and he has had very little time to prepare for this tournament. He is coming off of just 2 weeks preparation because he was in his baseball season previous to that. So his conditioning is a factor, and he gets a little tired.
All right, well, we'll give you a chance to meet these fine competitors. Let's start with John Ellis and let him tell us how he got this far in the competition.
In the round of 32s, I played Ray Garcia, and I really didn't play that well. I just played good enough to win, I guess, so I wasn't serving good or anything like that. So in the next round of 16s, I played Richard Maggard, and I played a little better that match. And he was a really powerful player, but I was serving good, and I played pretty good during the rallies, so I won that. And in the quarterfinals, I played Josh Messina, and I served. That's my best match so far. I served really well, and during the rallies I was playing tough, and everything seemed to be working. Then yesterday I played Samir Hadid. He's from California too, and I've played him a lot, many times. So I didn't play that well, but I guess just good enough to win again. So everything was okay. And today I played Joel Bonnet. And for me to win, I think I have to effectively find a way to return his serve because he hits the serve so powerful. And be able to serve myself well and find a serve that'll work against him. And then hopefully everything will work out. That's about it.
Well, he has a very tough competitor in Joel Bonnet from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He will be looking for that big serve of Ellis's. And Joel Bonnet talked to us earlier about how he got to the finals.
Throughout the tournament, I beat some really tough opponents. In the round of 16s, I played Buzz Sawyer. In the quarterfinals, I played Will Epperson. And in the semifinals, I played Doug Eagle. I played really good throughout the tournament. And I believe my strengths were definitely my power serve to force a weak return and coming back with a good offensive shot. What I need to beat John Ellis, I believe, is to come back and hit the majority of my first serves in and forcing a weak return. I believe keeping a good, strong head and being positive throughout the match will give me a really good chance to win the tournament.
Okay, there are the two finalists. You said it sets up as a real bang-bang final.
Well, I have my earplugs on. I'm excited, and I'm ready for the match.
We'll be back for the start of it after this short break.
Serve short, call stands, first to field. Skip ball point.
Has excellent control of his racket.
4 serving 0.
4-0.
So he'll appeal that. Oh no, screen serve. He won't appeal that. A screen serve is not appealable.
Second. Hold it.
All right, screen serve was the call. And John Ellis serving at 4-0.
Second serve.
Joel Bonnet there, waiting to return.
Set up.
Point. Skip ball.
What we call a V pass, where you hit the ball and it hits a sidewall and cuts in behind the other player. It's a difficult shot to return. He's going to get the setup right here. Off the back wall, And you'll see the ball kick into the sidewall, and it comes in behind him and creates a real difficult angle.
5-0.
Players got a little close
Play
there.
called. John Ellis still serving 5-0. John Ellis in black. Screen serve again was the call.
Second serve.
Screen serve is a fault, just like if you hit a short serve.
Skip ball. 6th straight point for John Ellis.
There's a definite experience difference between these two players. John plays year-round. Well, no, I can't say that. He doesn't play year-round. He plays some soccer and some soccer and basketball. But he plays a whole lot more than Joel does, because Joel plays a whole lot of baseball and only had 2 weeks to prepare for this particular tournament.
John Ellis leading 6-0. Joel Bonnet trying to get his first point.
There it is.
Jump on the ball. Jump on it.
Nice pinch right in the corner. Ball's coming around. He really doesn't get a good shot on it, and there's a nice tight pinch. What a pinch does is it forces your opponent to move up. And obviously, if you have a 20-by-40 court, you'd rather have him running 30-something feet than only 15 or 16-something feet.
Point for Joel
there's the
Bonnet.
Serve.
And off the serve.
He feels that that's his biggest weapon is his serve.
2-6. Bonnet with his first 2 points, making a move.
Nice rally. Had John totally on the run the whole rally. Had him diving and just reaching and flipping.
So finally making a move, and here the action getting a little
Moving
fast.
around. He barely flips the ball up. Nice down the line shot. Had him out of position.
So Joel Bonnet doing a great job of making a move. He was down 6-0.
Serving 6.
3 straight points brings him back to 3-6. Side out. John Ellis will have the serve. 6-3.
Now, at the skill level that these guys are playing at, you can't leave the ball off the back wall. There's a serve way off the back wall, and that gives John an offensive opportunity. And he just nails the ball and puts it away.
John Ellis back to the serving box. Lost 3 straight points. Joel Bonnet, who finally got his serving gear.
Screen serve second.
Screen serve. That's about the, what, 3rd call? Screen serve against John Ellis.
Shoulder high splat. I always like watching those because I can't do those. Ooh, I wish I could.
Joel Bonnet gets the side out. Excellent.
3.
It's an overhead. Nice backhand by John, but just lays the ball in there. Joel just splats it. That takes a lot of power to splat the ball.
Does the height help him in that particular
3
shot?
serving
Definitely.
6.
3 serving 6.
Another ace.
And Joel Bonnet, he's had 2 aces, I believe, this game, and now that's his 4th point. 4-6. Right back in it. Down 6-0 at one point. And he has scored the last 4 points. Good look at him right there. Joel Bonnet, 6 feet tall against John Ellis, 5'6". Here we go.
Hitting that crack. There's not much you can do about that.
Is that strictly accuracy, getting it to the right point of the wall back there, Lynn?
Serving 6.
A little bit of accuracy, and when it hits cracks like that, it's a little bit of luck. But that's okay. Another pinch into the corner, keeping John pinned behind him. It's another thing when you have those long arms, the player has to stay out of your radius, so a pinch is a real good shot.
It was the 5th straight point.
5 serving 6.
And it's 5 serving 6. Joel Bonnet, 5 straight points and a timeout called by John Ellis. And here's the 5th one right here. Beautiful job by the 6-footer, Joel Bonnet. He comes back, scores 5 straight, forces a timeout by John Ellis, the #1 seed. They call a timeout. We will too. That's how we'll pick it up. 6-5, Ellis in the lead. We're back in Dallas, Texas. There's the score. or there's the serve efficiency, I should say. It happens to be the same as the score, Lynn. But
oh, that's amazing.
Bonnet 6-5, first in, and 2 aces. He is really getting his serve going. And of course, unforced errors, another big factor. And Bonnet, 3, and those came very early before he got his serve going.
We're still very early in the game, so it's not a crucial thing at this point.
5 serving 6. Neil Bonnet's actually gotten the last 5 points. He was down 6-0, and a point brings him back 6-all.
I tell you, he hits the ball so hard, you could tell on that shot that when he hit it, the ball curved. That's amazing.
6-all. 6 straight points.
6 serving 6.
Neil Bonnet short on that one.
Serve.
Boy, it was 6-0, and then 6 straight for Joel Bonnet.
Ooh, nice diving get. Now, Joel thought it skipped. John thinks it hit the sidewall.
Referee calls it good.
There's where that 6 feet comes in handy. Definitely hit the sidewall and rolled out. Nice shot by John. No chance to retrieve that.
So a side out at 6-6.
There's a big unforced error. But he's going to appeal a get, which I think the line judges will uphold it.
John Ellis here at the forehand.
Should not have skipped that ball.
It'll be a side out. Ball back to Joel Bonnet. Another good look at it.
He was trying to hit off his back foot instead of staying down and into his shot.
6 serving 6. Screen serve, second.
Screen serve, second serve for Joel Bonnet, who has reeled off 6 straight points and rattled #1 seed John Ellis.
Call the shot good. I call the shot good.
Appeal by John Ellis. The ball was a good shot by Joel Bonnet, and he appeals here.
He was sure that ball skipped. He's a little frustrated right now.
Oh, he certainly is.
It's tough, you know, when the ball's traveling that fast. It's hard. It's tough on a referee. It puts a lot of pressure on a referee.
7 serving 6. Joel Bonnet, 7 straight points. That is the story in game 1.
Set up.
Puts it away, side out. Ball goes back to John Ellis. He's down 6-7. He was 6-0 at one point. Now a lot of ground to make up.
Boy, he's got a lot of reach there. That's going to put a lot of pressure on John as the match goes on. He's going to feel like he has to really put his balls down and make the clean shots all the time, and that's a lot of pressure to feel.
Well, he hasn't scored a point in a long time, and psychologically, I'm sure he's battling a few things. He was up 6-0.
That is not a screen serve.
No screen
That's
serve.
a point.
Point for
I
John
call the
Ellis.
serve good.
7-7 if it holds. An appeal again, and boy, the appeals are flying early here. 7-7, game 1.
7 serving 7.
Smart play. He had Joel pinned on the wall. He didn't try anything like a pinch that would give Joel a second chance. He just drove the ball cross court away from Joel. It's an excellent play.
And 8-7 back in the lead for John Ellis. A real swing here of momentum in this game. 6 straight for Ellis, 7 straight for Bonnet, now 2 for Ellis.
Skip ball.
Skip ball was the call. It'll be a side out. Ball goes back to Joel Bonnet. And the 6-footer sets up in the box. With that height, do you want to position yourself differently in the box at all, Lynn?
You have to make sure that you're in the back of the box so that you have a full stride. If you're not on this back line and you take a full step, you're going to be foot faulting.
Side out. So for the last 2, actually 3 of the last 4 times Joe Bonnet has had a serve opportunity, he has failed. So Ellis fighting back, taking charge again. 8-7, he leads. And there's an ace for him.
Hard and clean.
9-7.
9.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Ace for John Ellis. 9-7, leads by 2.
9 serving 7.
John Ellis, #1 seed in the dark shirt. Joe Bonnet, about half a foot taller in the light.
Side out.
It's a good cross-court pass. Didn't come off the back wall. John didn't have another opportunity at it. That's what you want your passes to do.
That's your first.
So a timeout called by Joel Bonnet. He's down by 2. He's lost again the momentum that he had gained by scoring 7 straight points. 9-7, Ellis back in the lead. We'll take a break and continue with game 1 of the U.S. Junior Olympic National Championships. Back to game 1 in Dallas, Texas. 9-7. #1 seed John Ellis leading. And what a seesaw battle, Lynn. 6 points he was up, then 7 points for Bonnet. Now looks like a little bit of momentum for John Ellis.
Well, it's going to go back and forth a lot, I think. Both players are very talented, and there's anytime you have a power kind of a game, you can go in streaks, especially when both players feel that the serve is their biggest weapon. So somebody gets on a roll with serves, and we're going to see a lot of points scored.
8 serving 9. Point, 2 points in a row. And again, that timeout, very critical to get your mind set back into it. And Bonnet called it perfectly.
He's all jammed up there. He can't do much of anything. John is trying to force the play at that point. And there's that pinch that forces the other player to come forward a whole lot more steps than if they would just had to move side to side.
And John Ellis looked a little bit confused. Looks like he misjudged that a little bit. He just didn't quite launch it. Sprawled all over the court is John Ellis, #1 seed.
Well, he did a dive on his serve and then rolled the ball out. That is something that can really pump up a player. Oh, guy, that looks so great. That can be a big change of momentum when something like that happens.
Another look at it right here.
He's diving on the serve, and the ball flat rolls out.
It's a side out for the effort. Ball back to John Ellis. With the timeout, the score was 9-7. Joel Bonnet got 2 quick points to tie the game at 9, and that's where we pick it up with John Ellis serving.
Well, we'll see if that diving rollout get makes any difference and changes the momentum of this game a little bit.
I imagine psychologically you've got to feel great after that.
Screen serve. Second serve.
I really like that they went to a screen serve as a fault, because in the old days of racquetball, you could have screen, 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 and the game never went anywhere. Ooh, a big skip.
Unforced error for John Ellis. And ball goes back to Joel Bonnet, the serve at least.
He's trying to do a lot leaning back off of his back foot. You can see him leaning backwards. That's a very low percentage way to play the game.
And obviously he knows the proper technique. Is this a fatigue factor or just not concentrating?
He's just trying to hit the ball real hard.
9-9 the score. Joel Bonnet back in charge. He's in the service box. Point by Bonnet. So he takes the lead. 10-9.
There are times when a player can try too hard, and it seems like the last few rallies, John is trying too hard and just not quite in the rhythm of the game. He's flinging himself around the court too much. Anytime you see a person diving excessively, they're usually a little bit out of control.
Second lead of the game for Joel Bonnet. He led at 7-6. He leads at 10-9.
Nice down the line pass. Didn't come off the back wall. Kept the ball on the wall.
Good look
high
at
percentage.
Joel Bonnet, side out. It'll be John Ellis serving 9-10.
Looks like the ball broke again. These guys are hitting it too hard.
They are really
They're breaking all these balls.
Cranking up the backhands. Let's take a look at it.
And you can hear the ball break on that one.
So how do you play the broken ball?
You just play it over.
Played over
The
from
whole rally
serve.
goes over.
It'll be John Ellis serving. He's down by 1, 9-10. He led 6-0, if you can believe that. And then it was 7 straight points by Joe Bonnet. They've seesawed back and forth. Bonnet now leads 10-9. When you get that 6-0 lead, and then Lynn, you give it up, mentally that has to really throw you into some kind of funky position.
Yeah, both players realize that there's going to be runs of points. In fact, John brought this up earlier. He goes, I know that he's going to serve good, and I know he's going to score a lot of points. But he's not really worrying about that, which is a really good attitude. So a lot of times players, they worry about it when the opponent plays good.
Have a look at
Oh, he's all
John
jammed
Ellis.
up there. Ooh,
Skip ball in the
not
backhand.
a good skip.
So that's point number 10 for John Ellis, who's still in the serve box. It's all tied at 10. Oh, and a dive attempt by John Ellis. Couldn't get to it. Side out. Ball goes back to Joel Bonnet.
I tell you, the dives are really fun to watch. It's very athletic. But then they get the floor all sweaty, and then you got to wipe it up. And
Well, in all seriousness, as a competitor, and this is not a soft surface. This is not like diving in baseball or football onto a grass surface. This is on a hardwood floor.
yeah.
That's got to take something out of you as a player.
Well, what it does is it hurts your body. It hurts your body a lot, and the players that do a lot of diving usually end up regretting it later in their careers. Sure is nice to have towel boys out there, though. The Hansen family from Iowa has volunteered to be the towel boys.
They
and
do it
takes a lot
better
of
than
pressure.
anybody, don't they?
From Iowa.
10-10.
Short, second serve.
Joel Bonnet serving. Side out. Ball goes back to John Ellis. John Ellis, the number 1 seed. Joel Bonnet, the number 3 seed as we reach the finals here at 18 and under.
Boy, the players really need to be getting down a little bit more on their serves, because both of them are leaving serves off the back wall and giving the receiver an opportunity to put them on the defense. There's another one.
Side out.
Can't put the ball off the back wall like that, because then you are immediately on the defense, and that's not what you want as a server. You want to put the other person in the bad position. There he is, hitting off his back foot again. Step into the ball, John.
I imagine this tape will be quite revealing when John sees it.
Serving 10.
He might even give you a call, Lynn.
Joel is frustrated. He knows he had several scoring opportunities and just didn't put the ball away. There's one right there off the back wall. Couldn't do it. And John puts the ball away instead.
10.
So it'll be a side out, still
10.
10-10. And game 1, really, being a battle of mental skills as well as physical skills.
That V pass right down the line. That was an excellent rally. He put Joel immediately on the defense with the V pass, got the setup, and then put the ball down the line. Here it comes. The ball angles off behind him. He can just flick the ball right down the line when you're up in the front court. Excellent.
11-10, first point in quite a while. And the first point, especially for John Ellis, for quite a while.
Skip.
He had 4 side outs since Ellis scored actually the 10th. Skip on the first serve. There's a look at Joel Bonnet. 11-10 the score, now 12-10.
12.
That could be a big turning point right there because he had a clean setup and just dumped it in the floor. And 2-point difference is a lot in a game of 15.
Beautiful paced backhand. And Joel Bonnet gets the ball back. Boy, he really had confidence in his backhand there to pull off the pace.
And that's a tough right into his body, which is a good shot to hit against a tall player because it takes a lot to get all those arms and legs in there.
10 serving 12.
Foot fault, second serve.
Foot fault on the serve. This will be the second serve, so
Hold it.
this has got to be good for Joel Bonnet. Watch the
Now
foot
there's
fault.
these long legs. It's tough for us to see, but that means that his front toe went over the line. You have to stay within
Second
those two
serve.
lines.
Second serve coming. 10-12.
Ooh, nice. Right in the corner tight pinch.
And he's yelling for a little bit of emotional energy. Joel Bonnet comes back to 11-12.
Yeah, John was trying to go down the line there, and he missed it because the ball was off behind him.
11, serving 12.
11-12. Skip ball side out. Goes back to John Ellis.
Joel had good anticipation there. He knew that the pinch was coming his way. It comes back this way. John's real close to the wall, so he was already moving forward for the pinch, but just missed the shot. John goes,
12,
yes.
serving 11.
He's got a 1-point lead, John Ellis, the #1 seed. He's in the dark shirt. Joel Bonnet in white. And this is the money time in game 1. You've got to win 2. This is the first game, and it's very close. 12-11.
Skip ball.
Skip ball. 13-11. Critical mistake there.
Ooh, right down into the ground.
John Ellis serving. 13-11.
13, hold it.
We have another broken ball.
Ball broke. Replay the point.
There has been a lot of talk in racquetball about slowing the ball down, especially because of the men's game.
Well, actually, that's happening right now. They're testing the ball, and we expect by this time next year, very likely there will be a slower ball.
I think it's a good move,
I agree with you. I think it's an excellent move.
especially when you get up into the pro ranks. Those guys are hitting at 170, 180 miles an hour.
It's all power. It's all serving. You can carry yourself a long way on a power serve, and that
Yes.
shouldn't be the way it is. The athleticism of these great players should show, and that's
Yes.
what will happen if the ball is slower.
Ooh,
Side out. Now that point was replayed, so it would be 12-11. The 13th
He's
point.
appealing that he encroached in the zone. I do not think he encroached.
Encroachment.
Call
You heard it.
stands on his third appeal.
that means that you cannot go into that 5-foot area,
All right.
which is the dotted line. If you go in there before the ball bounces, which obviously he did not, his feet were definitely behind the line.
And Drew Katchik gets no benefit of the instant
Serving
replay.
12.
Well, he did a good job.
Side out.
Side out. 11-12 is the score. The 13th point was taken away. It'll be a timeout called by John Ellis. And he is just 3 points away from winning. There he is, the #1 seed, John Ellis. He calls his second timeout of this first game. They've got to win 2. We will pick it up right there when we come back. Ellis with the serve and the lead. And that shirt is absolutely free. So now get that great souvenir of this championship.
Where's a phone?
All right, guys.
I know you're going to sneak away from here and make that call. I know you are.
12.
Lynn Adams
serving
wants that
11.
souvenir. This is John Ellis, the #1 seed. He's leading 12-11. Look at the serve efficiency right here.
They're really close, and that's why the game is so close.
Absolutely.
They're both playing very similar.
Serves really telling the story, and these two guys at 12-11, and now with a side out, still 11 serving 12. And this was the skip return.
Boy, that's tough to tell. The ball's traveling so fast. He thought for sure he rolled that ball out.
Second serve.
Drew is doing an excellent job of calling this match. Oh, what
play by John Ellis, who took control from deep in the court and absolutely put it right in front of Bonnet. Watch this play.
Now there's the first setup. He hits a nice shot, and John barely gets it. Another barely gotten shot. That was tough. That is a rally that shows the athleticism of the players.
And I don't think that Joe really thought that he was going to be able to hit it that accurately. He was totally unprepared to go forward on that ball.
These guys are really playing tight and close.
12-11. 2 side outs since the timeout. Ooh! And there another one. Ball comes right back.
A serve return splat rollout.
So Joel Bonnet now.
And a tough serve. Boy, that can take the wind out of your sails real fast to hit a tough serve like that and have it come back and roll out in your face.
So the 6-footer now serving. He needs 4 points to win game 1, and Ellis will not give him any room. Trying to psych himself up, Joe Bonnet there. Side out again. Ball goes to John Ellis. He leads 12-11, game 1.
He knows he hit a bad serve way off the back wall that puts him out of position. He's upset.
A game that is this close, when you play, you have to win 2. Of course, Lynn, neither of these players wants to forfeit this game. They've put up so much energy into it. They want to take it home.
Oh, yes. There's a real good drive to the right-hand side. Gives him another point.
13-11. John Ellis 2 points away from game 1 victory. Getting ready. Serving in black. Joel Bonnet in white. Ellis, the #1 seed. Now look at that.
Tough shot.
Beautiful
That is
forehand.
pressure. To hit like that under pressure, I like it.
Ellis here with the serve, and here's that hit you were talking about. Absolutely froze Ellis. It was so perfectly rolled out from the corner. 11-13. Bonnet running out of opportunities. He better take advantage of some of these.
There's one. Oops.
Skip ball. There it is. Point number 12.
That was not a real good choice on John's part to try to pinch that ball and roll it out, especially from above his head.
Ellis has a timeout left.
There it is. You can see it up high. He's even having to come up on the ball so he can come down over the top of it. That's tough.
Lenny's got a timeout left. 12 serving 13. Let's see if he calls it if Joel gets this point. Replay the point. Hinder called, asked for, and gotten by Joel Bonnet.
Joel didn't think that he had enough room to really take a full swing.
Drew Kachik up there, refereeing the match.
Right here, both players are real close. He really didn't have a chance to get a good step into that ball.
And Drew Kachik agreed with him, so that will be played over. 12 serving 13.
Setup. Oh, yes, he took advantage of it. Excellent down the line pass.
All right, now I call timeout here. Do you call timeout?
Definitely. See what he
13 off.
does.
Maybe they only get 2 timeouts. We got to get the
No,
full
you
book out.
get 3 timeouts.
13.
So if he loses this, he's within 1 point of losing it all. So he bypasses the opportunity for the timeout.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, he got such a break there.
Joe Bonnet absolutely freezing Ellis with a great lunging shot to the back corner. And that full 6-foot frame really worked for him here.
That was an excellent return. That was all he could do. John's got a setup right there, misses it, and here comes a real squirrely shot. That's where he got a lucky chance right there. John took the timeout.
He did call a timeout. That's his third and last, 14-12. As we look at John Ellis, he will come back and try to regain his composure, get the ball back, and fight through to win game 1. But right now, it's Joel Bonnet who has gone ahead 14-13, serving with a chance to win game 1 of these finals. Stay with us. Well, the crowd looks a little bit apprehensive and very tense, and I'm sure the players are too. Look at the score, 14-13. Bonnet with a chance serving for the game 1 win. Leif Elsmo, along with Lynn Adams, Lynn, 6-0. That's how John Ellis started this game. He is now faced with the prospect of losing game one. Mentally, that could be tough to overcome.
You know, I think at this point, that's long gone in his brain. The beginning of a game, players are feeling each other out and what works and what doesn't.
Serving for the game.
Yeah, there it is.
He gets it. Joe Bonnet wins game one. What a comeback for him.
It was very tough playing.
15-13. Tremendous game for Joe Bonnet, who was down 6-0. He had to fight back and really take charge. When you think about that, he had to win 15 of the last, figure it out, 15 of the last 22 points. And he did it right there. Joe Bonnet winning game one. Score 15-13. They'll move on to game two. If Joe Bonnet can win that one, he becomes the 1990 champion. If John Ellis can come back to win, we are forced into an 11-point tiebreaker. We'll be back to Dallas, Texas for game two in just a moment. Well, game one ended up 15-13 in favor of Joe Bonnet, and might not surprise you as you look at the stats that they are equally as close. And Lynn, it really tells the story looking how close these numbers are for serves.
Both in serves and aces and side outs and unforced errors. It's so parallel, and that's why the game was 15-13. Both players are playing at a good high skill level. Not a lot of missed shots, not a lot of setups.
Here's the crowd at the downtown YMCA in Dallas, Texas.
That's John's dad, Dave Ellis.
The crowd, that's his dad.
Yeah.
That's not a guy, that's his dad.
Looking a little concerned.
We're starting game two. Side out right away. John Ellis had the serve and side out. Not a good start for the #1 seed. A win here will put Joe Bonnet into the championship of this year's tournament. Not into the championship, it will give him the crown. This is it. And Joe Bonnet really playing with a lot of confidence after winning that first game.
This puts a little bit more pressure on John, obviously. There's a setup right there that he tried to bury in the corner, didn't quite make it. John didn't have a clean shot to the ball, so the ref called a hinder. Both players are coached by their dads. And that's how they learned the game, was from their dads at a very early age.
I consider the age of these guys very early right now. 17 years old for John Ellis, 18 years old for Joe Bonnet.
John started playing when he was 3.
Hard to believe.
I think I started talking when I was 3, let alone play racquetball. And Joel started when he was 8.
1-0. Joe Bonnet gets an early start in game two.
Another ace.
Another ace. 2-0. And don't forget, Joe Bonnet didn't really score a first point till he was down 6-0 in game one. Here, getting off to a quick lead.
Yeah, John didn't really get to put his racket on that particular shot.
Serving 0. Short, second serve.
So, again, when you think of that game one, Lynn, he scored 15 of the last 22 points.
It's good control on his part.
Side out.
Side out. John Ellis gets it back. And he is down by 2.
That was kind of a poke shot on John's part. He's kind of lucky to just flip it in there.
0 serving 2. John Ellis, second serve attempt of game 2.
Nice
and
flat
so far,
backhand.
he has not been effective. He has not been effective in his 2 opportunities. Side out. You notice any change, Lynn, in his serve since early on in game one?
Nope, looks exactly the same. The difference is that Joel's putting the setups away. Still pretty early in the game to figure anything out yet.
Second serve. Not too early in the match. Game 2, if Joe Bonnet can go on and win the next 13 points, or 13 of the next whatever, he will be the champion.
Lots of setups in this rally. There you go, right down the line. You know, it's funny, I know I say that a lot, but when you are in front court, go down the line. For all of you prospective racquetball players out there, it is the best, highest percentage shot you can hit. You almost always win with it.
And that's his 3rd point, 3-0. A lot of pressure on John Ellis.
Nice get. There it is, down the line from the front part of the court. You win almost every time.
Well, we saw a beautiful backhand down the line from the front part. We saw a forehand right here, and here it is again. Forehand down the line from the front part of the court.
It's very few players that will ever go over and cover that small piece of territory over that. They would much rather cover the large half of the court.
0-3, Ellis. This is his third serve opportunity, and he goes to a defensive serve. And he gets a point off it, a lob serve. I say defensive. It's not really an aggressive serve, but it's worked for him there. He switched his serve up a little bit.
I tell you, I think a lob is an extremely aggressive serve because aggressive means doing the right shot at the right time.
Definitely fits that category. 1-3. First point of the game 2 for John Ellis. Side out, ball goes back to Joel.
The thing that you can't do with a lob serve is leave it up off the back wall, because then that gives the receiver the offensive opportunity.
3-1 with the serve for Joel Bonnet. Already
Another
won
ace.
one, and an ace gives him the 4th point.
Boy, he's hit that crack several times on this serve.
4-1, Joel Bonnet leading. Skip.
Ooh, big skip.
5-1.
Timeout. That's your
Good
first.
call by John. You don't want somebody to get out to a big lead like that.
So he calls his first timeout. Before we go to our break, let's take a look at the 5th point for Joel Bonnet.
Ready?
Just really controlling the service box. Joel Bonnet really taking charge in game 2. He won game 1 15-13 and is in total control here, 5-1. This man, John Ellis, calls the timeout because right here, Mr. Bonnet, Joel Bonnet, is in control. When we come back, we'll pick it up 5-1, game 2.